We ready, Malcolm?
Yep.
Well, Malcolm, your first year with a new coach in the secondary. What's he sort of been like so far, Chris?
Chris is intense, but he's somebody I respect. I actually had a chance to be under Chris in a Pro Bowl a few years back when Dallas, the staff was, at the Pro Bowl, and so I know, he's a guy who's well respected. Was in Seattle, had a lot of success with those guys, with Sherman and Legion to Boom. So he knows, a lot about this about defense, about coverage, and he's somebody who brings that intensity. I think he's going to push this group. A group that I think has a ton of potential and needs somebody to always kind of be pushing the best out of us. So I think it's going to be a good addition to the team.
Now you say he's intense. Is he AG intent?
Well, yeah, AG's, former player intense, where, AG, you think he's going to come out of the locker room with a helmet on. But Chris has come out here with cleats on like a player to his very first drill. So it's like, dude, all you got to do is point the direction you want us to run. But he's out here, he feels like he's in it. And I think that's relatable as players. You want to feel like, your coach is just invested in, everything you do all the way to the drill work and individual to what you're doing in the game.
I know you guys loved AG and everybody, has really high reviews of him, but is there any benefit to maybe having a change up and just maybe a new perspective in that room?
Well, I don't know if it's any benefit to, to shake things up, but I think if we were going to, replace AG and get another coach, I think Chris is somebody who was a great fit and a great addition, and that's something I think, even myself, when we lost AG, the biggest worry is, okay, who are we going to fill that void with? And when I heard Chris's name, I think that was, I was excited because, like I said, I've been with him. He's well respected. I know what he brings to this type of room, and I think his personality will mesh well with the guys that we have in that room.
You had the great opportunity to return to New Orleans last year, not just the city, but not just the organization, but the city as well. How are you looking forward to year two back on your second stint?
Yeah, well, last year, was a bit awkward for me because, everything's kind of shut down. We're kind of in isolation as players, just trying to make sure that we make it through the season. So I didn't even get a chance to really get out in the city. And now that things are starting to open back up, I'm looking forward to getting back to seeing, the sites, being around the people, that I've missed since I've been gone, and really getting back involved.
Hey, Malcolm, what's it sort of just been like watching Marcus Williams and just his growth from what you saw last year to now?
Oh man, it's great, and I think his confidence just gets it grows with every rep that he gets, with every game that he got. I think he when I first got here, it might have been a little bit shy to address some of the things that were his weaknesses, but he began to take those on, and you start to see it improve as the season went on. And so now, I'm like, hey, this is your year, and I think he's poised and ready to really step into that role and take his career to the next level. And we need that as a team, for him to be at his best. And I think, he's going to be a guy who's going to make a ton of plays for us, a rangy guy out of the post, who's now understanding how not only to, make plays on the ball, but approach ball carriers and strike guys and be that enforcer that we want coming out of the middle of the field.
Malcolm, you guys are going to have a new starting cornerback this year. How sort of prepared do you think this secondary is to absorb that, fill in for that because you have so much depth everywhere else?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the position. Obviously, everybody's kind of looking who's going to be that guy to take that up. As we lost a veteran who was very, very secure in that space. We've got a competitive young group, and obviously we hadn't had a ton of opportunity to see anybody this offseason. Because half of us haven't been here, and it's been a different type of vibe. But that's going to be one of the spotlights, obviously, in training camp. But we're not gonna put one foot. We are run before we or whatever it is. We're gonna crawl before we walk, and and see where that takes us.
I know it's a little early, but have you had enough time to share a little bit of sort of perspective on Paulson Adebo coming in, the rookie out of Stanford?
Physically, you look at him and he's, you could tell he's gifted. He's been explosive so far with the little things I've seen. He's a long guy. and he's learning a few different positions. He's learning the nickel, learning the corner. So he's a smart guy. You can tell he's a high IQ guy, which is good. The more positions you're able to play, the more versatile you are. The longer you stay in this league, the better you can help the team, because injuries are inevitably a part of the game. And like I said, very, very limited snapshot of what I've been able to see, but physically, definitely looks like he has the gifts to play in this level.
Malcolm, have you taken any kind of a leadership stance on as it relates to players getting vaccines? I know that some players have expressed different opinions on it, and I don't know if you have a stance that you're trying to share with teammates or around the league or anything.
No, I don't have a stance. I know a lot of guys have asked me if I've gotten it, and yes, I got the vaccine, a while ago, because it was available, and I wanted to get it for myself and my family. But I also understand the concerns, around it. And so what I try to tell guys is, ask the questions that you have to make sure that you feel comfortable in getting the vaccine or not. Make the best decision for you and your family, and just understand what it is. And what I've learned is that the hesitation or the conversation around it is really just a lack of information. Guys wanting to know more, as opposed to, somebody just telling you to do something just because they told you to do something. And so, conversations are open, but no, I don't have a personal stance that, I try to tell guys to do something or not.